Hey guys, welcome to the gun shop, and today we are looking at probably the finest clay gun Browning have ever made, the Browning Pro Sport 725. So starting at the back, it is fitted with this Pacma pad. I should mention at the point it's a 25mm pad. A 20mm standard pad is available in the box. The 25mm pad is a sporting closed pad with this hard plastic top section. It is hand fitted and really nicely done. First thing I would do to this gun, however, is get a little bit of 600 grit and just iron this edge out. Where it's hard plastic, you've got a sharp edge. It does inhibit mounting just a little bit, or perhaps it's just the only thing on this gun that I think is less well done than it should be. Moving on. The stock is booked at a grade 5/6. Browning's grades have gone a bit funny in the last few years, and they've been going down a very different route in terms of what they call really beautiful, and that's okay. And it is an absolutely stunning piece of wood. American black walnut always has a nice amount of fiddleback, and it's well done. Very wide blade to the stock, a very deep stock, and obviously an adjustable comb to boot. I don't dislike this sort of trap fit-esque style. However, in terms of beauty, maybe they could have radiused the forend just a little bit. However, it makes for an extremely versatile shooting platform. Checkering around the grip is exquisite. Obviously done by hand, but you have this beautiful conjoined bit at the back with a back point. It is exceptionally well done. Very nice indeed. Very large checkering panels, but that's because the grip is massive. Very deep palm swell, and it fills your hand very well. What they've managed to do, however, is retain a slimish neck so you can, if you need to, get a real good grip on it and bring your hand up. So it's not just limited to trap in its sort of more trap form in the back. We have a much more versatile sporting grip here. I like it a lot. Moving into the action, the wood to metal fit on this 725 is slightly superior to other 725s I've seen, and you'd hope so because this is pitched at their top end. Complete matte black or satin black action. You've got this brushed finish that sweeps all the way down the gun. Absolutely lovely. Standard checkered 725 top lever there with a safety and selector on the back. Internally it's the same as just about every other 725 except you have an adjustable trigger, which is obviously mechanical. Comes with two different blades in the box, however a multitude of blades is obviously available because it's a Browning. Metal finish is lovely. Probably worth mentioning before we talk about anything else, you have beautiful gold inlaid Pro Sport on the side there, 725 Pro Sport, Browning logo and Pro Sport. Apart from that, every bit of metalwork on this gun is extremely plain. Metal to metal quality and wood to metal quality is genuinely exceptional. The only place I can find any issue, and you have to obviously search for this, is where we have a black trigger guard, and Browning have always been like this on the inside of their trigger guards. You have a slightly rougher finish. However, the satin blacking they put on here doesn't hide it quite so well as the coating they put on their silver guns. It really doesn't matter at all. In fact, actually it's quite pleasant. It hides the light well. If you worry about something, it hides the glare well. But about the only thing I can pick a hole on metalwork wise on this gun. Forend iron is also blacked, and the forend is a beaver tail, semi-beaver tail. It's not quite as fat as perhaps you might think. It is a semi-beaver tail, let's say. And it's quite a nice treat. You have fairly small checkering panels on there, which makes for it just feels really good in the hand. It does feel very good in the hand. If we pop it apart, you'll see there's nothing particularly exciting apart from the standard 725 action, which is fairly exciting in itself. But you do have jeweled ejectors and jeweled panels there. Very nice indeed. Put them back together. Well, the barrels are off, however, before I do that. They are backboard at 18.7, so they're slightly overboard, but not as overboard as they have done in the past. You have the elongated forcing cones, which are fairly standard now. Made in Japan, as obviously this is made in Japan in the Maruku factory. 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch chamber. This is quite exciting, only based on the fact that you don't need a 3-inch because it's a clay gun. How that will make it perform against a 3-inch gun, I would love to test to see if there was actually any real difference, but in reality it's going to be utterly negligible, but it's a nice feature all the same. As I said, all the black on the barrels is satin as well, so there's a very low glare effect and it looks really nice. The rib is worth paying attention to and is probably one of the better sight planes I've looked at in a little while. Starts very thin on the back, gets very thick at the end front of the monoblock there, and then starts tapering. At the peak it's 12mm and at the front it is 8mm. So you have a really, really guided sight plane. And although this gun is only a 30-inch, which is perhaps a little bit strange for a big heavy sporter, it looks much longer. It draws your eye like a longer barrel would. Comes fitted with this true glow bead sight and extended DS chokes. They're always a bit of a pain to get out without a key. But it comes actually, there's a bit of a difference. It comes with 8 of these, 8 extended chokes. If you feel the need with your 2 barrels to have 8 extended chokes. But it's a nice feature, so you can actually get this on a pattern plate, take your load out and find a choke out of the 8 chokes that's going to work in a way that you're happy with. Before I go into why I think this is one of the best guns Brownings has produced in a while, let's talk about what extras it comes with. First, it comes with an auto safety bar, so if you do want to have this as an auto safe gun, you can do. It's ready to fit that. It is available in left hand as well if you really wanted. If you're left hand, obviously that makes a lot of sense. It comes with balancing weights, it comes with a choke key, and it comes with a gun trigger lock. So it comes with some cool stuff in a standard big Browning case. So why do I think it's so good? Well, firstly, I'm biased. I started out shooting with a Browning GTI, loved it. It's got a lot of that about it. It's got the same style of 7 Beeftail forend, the same black action, same satin finish, same big heavy duty stock, and it weighs about the same at 8.5 pounds. For me, a gun that weighs 8.5 pounds and yet still balances like that, that's pretty exceptional. A gun that balances that well out the box to start with and then handles as well to boot, doesn't feel like anything is where it shouldn't be. A gun should feel fast when it needs to, slow when it needs to, steady, nice, and this really embodies everything you could ever want in a high-end sporting gun. It is plain and it is ugly, and as such it's kind of hard to justify the price tag of over £3,500. I say it's ugly, it's actually quite a good looking gun. But it's plain. For £3,500 there is a lot shinier guns out there, but I think actually, as Browning clay guns go, I like the Ultra XS. I liked a lot of their guns. And it's been a while, really since the days of the GTI and the GTI Plus and the GTI Ultra, that they've produced a gun that feels this heavy, this planted and this rounded, without doing modifications to something that you've just taken out of a box and paid, you know, best part of 3 or over 3, 4. A very, very serious and a very adult gun. The rib is lovely. The only thing is the rib does have a little bit of glare on it. Having a non-glare rib would have been nice, but it's not that bad. I like it, needless to say. I'd love to know what you think. And you know, yes, it's a large investment, but it's a lot of gun. This is a gun for somebody who wants to shoot and break lots of clays. It would also make a cracking high pheasant gun if you put some internal chokes in it. There's a lot I like. A lot I like. As standard, the drop is standard Browning drop as well, so you don't have to adjust the trigger to get a fairly flat shooting gun. However, it would be nice, I would probably pump that up a little bit, but I'd also push the back out a little bit as well. I think it'll probably cause some controversy because it's a really plain gun for the amount of money that it is, but it is gonna be a hell of a shooter. Let me know what you think. If you've shot one, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I've shot one of these and I really do think it is one of the best guns Browning has produced in the last 30 years. Take care, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.